In a room behind a small shop just north of Berkeley, California, Antonio Cuellar begins the day with music, just as he has every workday morning for the past 7 years. During that time, Cuellar has listened to some 40,000 songs, most of them recorded between 50 and 100 years ago in the towns and cities along the U.S.-Mexico border. He digitizes these recordings, taking what's on the old 78 and 45 RPM discs and creating computer files of the music for archiving at the UCLA library.
She's got a lot of surface noise.
It's all part of a unique project involving UCLA, the Arhoolie Foundation, and the Tigres del Norte Fund at UCLA to preserve and make public the rich musical heritage of Mexicans and Mexican Americans.
The way history was preserved was through arts, and in this case, a lot of the Mexican American experience here in the United States, you know, there's been lots written from it, but from the point of view of the people that created songs, it's all in here. So I think it's an invaluable tool for research and just for the preservation of these artifacts, because it's, you know, one flood, one fire, and then this collection could be gone.
The man responsible for amassing that collection is Cuellar's boss, legendary publisher, recorder, and collector of blues and folk music, Chris Strachwitz, who heads the Arhoolie Foundation.
You're here in the vault of Arhoolie Records. This is basically, however, my personal collection, and a good part of it now belongs to the Arhoolie Foundation. That is the Mexican material, both on 78s and 45s and LPs. I guess he must have started in the mid-50s or late 50s. This is actually built as a rock and roll record. Look at that. Yeah, okay, this is sort of from Mexico, you know. This Orfeo label was pressed in Monterrey, Nuevo León, of Ideal number 419A. That's a boring one. This is the master. This is music recorded in Mexico. This goes on forever. These records were primarily made for the jukeboxes, you see. And that's why they're so hard to find, especially in halfway decent condition.
But over a span of more than 4 decades, Strachwitz did find them. Today, his Frontera collection is considered the largest stash of commercially recorded Mexican vernacular music in the world, with more than 100,000 individual performances spanning nearly 100 years in numerous styles, from rancheras and corridos to baladas, boleros, and polkas.
Well, I love it, especially the border music, you know, the sounds of the accordion and the saxophone mixed with it. I don't know why I like this stuff. I mean, it's just, most people say, what the hell are you going to do that for? You know, why do you want to bother? And all that weird accordion music, you know. And to me, it's, I mean, in a way, since I don't really speak Spanish, I rely on people, you know, translating. On the other hand, when you hear certain sounds, it doesn't really matter whether you understand everything. I think the sort of feeling comes across, and I understand enough words to know roughly what it's all about. And I don't know what it is. I like all kinds of various ethnic musics, even though I don't understand the languages. But it's the music from the people.
Those people include some of the most influential Mexican and Mexican-American musicians of the past century. The Frontera collection contains rare recordings by greats like accordion pioneer Narciso Martinez.
Narciso Martinez was the man who in the mid-1930s started recording, and he had that style already. He was the first one who really had that identifiable Texas, northern Mexico style.
Early Tejano legend Lydia Mendoza.
Lydia Mendoza is simply the very first major queen of Tejano singing, of Tejano music.
And Norteño trailblazers, Los Alegres de Terán.
Promotional photos for Falcon Records. Los Alegres de Terán, they made their first big hit then on Falcon with Ojos de Pancha. And from there on, they went to Columbia Records, and they just became the superstars, sort of similar to what the Tigres have been for the last 40 years.
The Tigres Strachwitz refers to are Los Tigres del Norte, the Grammy-winning Norteño band who in 2000, with the help of late UCLA professor Guillermo Hernandez, created a fund through the UCLA Chicano Studies Research Center to support the digitization of the 78s from the Frontera collection for the UCLA library. The effort has helped make much of this historical collection available to scholars, students, and the public for generations to come.
The variety of music in there is pretty amazing, you know. These were the stories of the people who don't write books, but they do write poems, and they put them to songs. I mean, I don't really like poetry either all by itself, but I love songs if they get to you, you know. And this is what's in these grooves.